Hey YouTube, it's another day of vlog every day in April. And today I wanted to talk about some YouTube news. It's a little, in YouTube world, this is kind of old. It was last week, but last week was my daughter's birthday, so she gets the spotlight that week in VEDA. So I have been a fan of Ryan Bergara and Shane Dane, aka the Ghoul Boys of BuzzFeed's Unsolved, aka 2/3 of the creation of Watcher, the YouTube channel. It feels like almost a decade. It's probably been around that I've been watching them. I'm not going to go and look up dates because it's kind of off the cuff, but I watched everything BuzzFeed Unsolved. Sorry if you're hearing noises. I am on my break. I work as a teacher in the classroom next door. I was doing stuff. I watched everything for BuzzFeed Unsolved over and over again. I loved BuzzFeed Unsolved. And early in my marriage, that was kind of a special little thing. Didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have cable. I think we had one streaming thing at the time. And that was like when we had no money. Watching Unsolved was our date night. Like, I have a lot of really fond memories of curling up with my husband as a newlywed, watching BuzzFeed Unsolved stuff, watching Shane and Ryan. I even watched that really short-lived, like, sports Unsolved, and I don't even like sports, so I just found them really, really entertaining, and I enjoyed their stuff. I grew up on Unsolved Mysteries. I grew up on those kind of things, and it was really right up my alley, and I loved it. I love the Hot Dog Saga, and I miss it quite a lot, and all the fun stuff, and I think it left us on a cliffhanger with Gene, the French fry, and I was not very happy. But when they announced Watcher, I happily moved over, and I was so excited to see that Shane brought back some more puppets with history. Ruining history on BuzzFeed was really that little spark that led to puppet history, and puppet history is something I adore. I'm a big history nerd. It's really fun if you're watching something and he points to a picture or mentions someone like I have, the book he's referring to. I have this thing. I know all about that thing. And getting kind of competitive with my husband and going like, well, I'm going to get more points than you while we watch it, and just having fun with it. And when they brought back Unsolved. Different names for the two different kinds. But they brought back Unsolved, and I really, really loved that. And other stuff that they did, I just kind of had fun with, and I enjoyed really seeing these guys. I like when they did the podcast stuff they still do, and when they first started the channel, and they had that Watcher thing at the beginning, where they're talking about how they're building up the company and things like that. I loved it. I really, really did. And I have really grown attached to their channel. I'm really grown attached to what they do. Like I said, like, it has been like for almost a decade, it feels like, watching those guys. And I didn't watch anything with Steven prior to Watcher. But even some of the stuff, with Steven, when I was watching the channel and the channel had come up, I was interested. So they make the announcement the other day that they are cutting off people that don't want to pay. That it's going to be $6 a month. And on paper, doesn't feel like a lot. But, I mean, I already have all these other streaming services. If I want to watch a couple shows I want to watch, I have them. I have Disney Plus. And I have a 6-year-old, and that one's not going away. And frankly, there's lots of I like on it myself. And I have Netflix, but honestly, they're getting too pricey, and this closest thing about a Netflix. And Hulu. But frankly, YouTube is my primary place where I get my content. I love watching YouTube. I like the videos. I like how the creators do stuff kind of on their own way. And I sucked it up about 2 years ago, and I got Nebula. And Nebula is for a lot of people, and there's a lot of paywall stuff. But Nebula is a lot of creators. Lots of creators that I really, really enjoy. And I just wish if the Watcher crew wanted more when it came to money and things like that. I don't really know the business side, the business side of Nebula, but I think that would have been a really cool place for them to step into, where you could get more financial stuff than YouTube and be a part of a group, as opposed to being essentially one YouTube channel for $6 a month. And it just feels like too much, guys. It's too much. There are too many streaming services. I'm already paying, almost $20 for Netflix, and you add all this stuff together, like Netflix and Hulu, and I did get like a deal with HBO Max for a discount thing at the beginning of the year. That's not a forever thing. So like it really adds up. And I don't necessarily mind with Nebula. For instance, one, it's very inexpensive for what it is. And two, it is so many people. Like Lindsay Ellis only does stuff behind that paywall now. And there are just a lot of other creators like Patrick H. Willems and NerdSync and other things like that, that they will do certain things behind that paywall, but not exclusively. And with someone like Lindsay Ellis, if it were just her thing, I wouldn't pay for it. I just wouldn't. I don't know what else to say with that. So I feel really sad because, like I said, I have been with them throughout BuzzFeed stuff, throughout the entirety of this channel. I was one of they post something about it, I went right away and subbed. I have been following them a lot. I tried to get tickets to a live show, and they were sold out before I could even buy them in Orlando. So it was a bummer, but I really did try and want to go. But in the day, I'm not the only one that feels that way. You look in the comments, and a lot of people feel hurt. And there are a lot of people that aren't as old as me in my mid-30s. There are a lot of people who are younger that really like that content. And $6 is a lot. I mean, I'd go grocery shopping, and the inflation is insane. Prices are out of control for everything. And it feels a little tactless when you understand how the Patreon thing goes. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not a patron. But that's a money thing. Like, there's a lot of people I'd like to be patrons of, and I just can't do it. That's why I do Nebula, because I can hit a lot of people. I will occasionally give money to like a charity thing that a creator I like does, but I can't afford it to throw money all the time. I can't. So I feel for the patrons though, because I know they pay extra for more content. And there have been times I've thought about it, but I'm like, I can't justify it. Because some of the behind the scenes kind of stuff that they did at the beginning of the channel, I really, really enjoyed, but they moved that to Patreon. And I wasn't upset about it. Like, put a paywall for some stuff. That's great. Do that. And like, for instance, Patrick H. Willems did that movie, Night of the Coconut, paywall. That was the reason I got Nebula. But to transfer everything to a paywall, you are going to kill your group. You're going to lose the community that you have. I am in a Watcher fan group, and everyone is mad, but a lot of people are just hurt. And, Ryan and Steven and Shane, they have the right to do whatever they want with their stuff. They do, but in the day, like, they're not gonna probably get new people over to that streaming service. And if the comments reflect anything that's accurate, they're not gonna get a lot of the current people. And I don't know if they did the math and the money will even out to what they want, but it's not what they could get. I think it would be really cool. Make some specials and put them on the Patreon. Specials and like a even bigger paywall than just the regular Patreon. Like that Night of the Living Coconut thing that was over a Nebula for Patrick H. Williams. Make something. But like do a really exciting wanted event for Ghost Files. Like go somewhere that people have been clamoring for and charge like Amazon charges to rent a movie or something like that. Do a little special puppet history thing. Do stuff like that. And it might be apt to pay like a one-time thing for stuff like that, but it makes me sad because I don't think I can justify it unless it's gonna turn into like my Mother's Day present to get the subscription or something. I just don't think it's gonna happen, and I will miss it because, like I said, really early in my marriage, that was a big part of my my day-to-day stuff with my husband. That was our fun little cuddle time once a week, and I miss it. So do you watch Watcher? Do you watch the BuzzFeed stuff? Do you like Stephen Lin? Are these things that you were going to miss? Let me know in the comments below, and see me tomorrow for another day of vlog/video every day in April. Bye.